Okay, so welcome to our AMA and kind of introduction or welcome to our Patient Zero minigame. The point of this call today is really to allow anyone in the community a window into the way that we're building this and to ask the questions that you have. It's going to be about 20 minutes or so. We just burned 5 waiting for people to get here, so it'll be about 20 minutes, so not very long. We can stay a little longer if we need to. But I'm gonna share with you just kind of an overview of what Patient Zero is. I think most of you know, so that's going to be very brief. Then we're going to talk a little bit about the mechanics of how it works with your NFTs and your wallet, some of our bigger ambitions that we have with it. And after that, we'll just be open to just kind of roam and explore any questions you may have. So from time to time, you're going to hear me have to clear my throat, so I'll probably mute because I'm still getting over a sinus infection that I had like 2 weeks ago. It's been pretty nasty. Okay, so what is Patient Zero? Well, you guys know this. Patient Zero is our mini game, and it's kind of a misnomer because it's quite an ambitious endeavor, I think. What we're building, and Wingnut can testify to this, it's his specialty, really, more than anything. But what it is a text-based multi-user dungeon. So those are called MUDs from those of you who played those, which means it is purely text-based. So you will start, and it'll say you wake up in a dungeon next to a mailbox. That is a old school reference right there. But it's text-based, and so it's going to be styled like an RPG, but you're going to have to adventure through the story using commands and typing into your browser, or it's mobile as well, so you can do it on your phone. Most of the commands are going to be available to you right at the start, and you can search them by typing help on the game. And I know you don't have any visuals, so that doesn't really matter to you, but I say that because there's going to be some of you that have never played a text-based adventure game before, and this is going to be kind of a new concept. Now, I think we know that because not everybody is familiar with that, and some of you guys are pretty unfamiliar with how development goes and how much effort it takes, I suspect that this is going to kind of have a mixed reaction, but maybe I'm just a little more conservative. But I think it's going to have more of a mixed reaction in our community. But I want to temper your expectations. This is not a graphics-heavy game. So if you're expecting the next Skyrim or the next, I don't know what the newest graphic-heavy game is, but if you're expecting something that's going to be really graphic-heavy, this is certainly not that. The reasons for this are aplenty. The reasons for this are aplenty. One of the reasons is because this is a great way to deliver the content, which is kind of the focus of what we want this to be about. We want this to be focused on the story. We have a story to tell here at Rug Zombie, and we are constructing what is perhaps the first meta-narrative project on the Binance Smart Chain. So you guys hear all the time about metaverse, and really what that refers to are people building environments for you to do things on their platform that you already could do. So it's more of just adding an immersive feel to infrastructure, and that's great, but it lacks a certain appeal. What we're trying to do is create something that has a story that people are really engaged with, that we can deliver this story through different mediums and through different ways, and it'll be fun. It'll be like kind of reliving the experience all over again in a new format. So that's really what we're getting at with our MUD, which is called Patient Zero. Okay, so I know I've covered a lot of this in various formats before, so I just want to get the basics out of the way. It's text-based. We are in private beta right now, and so we're moving slowly through some of that. We're getting the content added kind of day by day, and kind of trying to figure out the best things to tweak so that it's ready for a public beta. And our hope is to deliver to you guys sometime before Christmas a public beta. Now, that's the hope. Please don't hold us to that. We would have to discuss that. I don't know how Wingnut feels about our progress and if it'd be ready for a public beta but I certainly want it if we release anything public, even if it's beta, I would want it to be good enough to where, or fun enough to where it would not invite a whole bunch of, let me say, criticism. So, because there would be a fair amount of critical things that need to be fixed. And Jacob says in the chat that he has a lot of things he wants to hold against me. So, yeah, there's an innuendo. There's another message in the chat that says that this is reminding them a bit of D&D, and it definitely is. It's very inspired by more of the role-playing environments, like Dungeons and Dragons type of thing, where there's a rich lore. And yeah, we want to deliver a public beta sometime before the new year would be kind of, I think, the latest. So all that being said, what is this product? It's a mini game. It's text-based. It's an immersive, story-driven environment that's going to utilize NFTs and Zombie in your wallet. Okay, so let's cover some of the things. I've also covered this before. What are the mechanics like? Well, it's command-based, so you're going to be able to type things in, and in response to those, you typing, it'll do certain things. You'll be able to explore different dungeons. But this is the important part. This is a free-to-play game other than that you need a basic zombie NFT. So if you do not have a basic zombie NFT in your wallet right now, you're going to need one. We felt comfortable still calling this a free-to-play experience because theoretically the price of zombies should rise over time. And even though you've paid a small deposit fee to get that basic zombie, you get all those zombie tokens back plus a yield. So we think it would be fair to call this a free-to-play experience, even though there's not really a category for what it really is. I like to call it maybe a pay-to-expand experience. Chris, I see your question. I'll get to you in just a second. Pay to expand. It really means hold an NFT to expand. So all of our content is, for the primary quest, is going to be playable with or without NFTs, as long as you have that basic zombie one. You'll be able to earn new NFTs through the game. So in that regard, it is a play-to-earn experience. Those NFTs will also have cross-utility in other projects that we are building into our ecosystem. So when we get the card game out, those NFTs will certainly be cards in that ecosystem as well. So if you like NFTs, you're going to like playing this game because you're going to earn more of them. There is also the chance, we haven't fully completed this, that you'll be able to earn partner tokens by playing the game as well. So that's going to be really fun. So let's pretend, for an example, that AutoShark decides to, let's say that AutoShark decides to have a quest with us, and let's say that there's a prize pot at the end where a player can earn X amount of fins, jaws, or atlas for completing the quest. Those things are certainly possible, and we intend to implement those as we can. So it is free to play. It's pay to expand in the sense that you need to own the NFTs. And then lastly, it's also play to earn in the sense that you'll be getting NFTs and potentially tokens from other projects by playing. So I think I've covered all the basics of how that's going to work. The NFT functionality, it reads really smooth so far. Basically, by holding, simply by holding the NFTs, the way that it works is it reads your wallet and then determines if you're able to do that next part of the quest. Now, this stuff is kind of important for you. This is unrelated to the game, or maybe slightly related to the game. When we release our marketplace is going to eventually allow the ability to rent NFTs. So the marketplace is going to be good for those who need to buy and sell and want to hold these NFTs just to have them. And holding the NFTs will get you access to more and more content in the game. But also, we realize that some of these NFTs, like let's say you own one of the data labs or the catacombs, both of which are going to be used in the game. And there's only 350 of the, I believe, 350 of the data labs. So you're not going to want to get rid of that one probably. So what do you do when there's a limited number? Well, we're eventually going to have a feature to allow people to rent their NFTs to other users so that you can hold on to your NFT, but another player can play with it. That's going to be the big part about our NFT marketplace. Okay. I've covered the NFT functionality. We're trying to get the functionality for the NFTs and the integration done, kind of how long those NFTs have been available. If they've been available for longer, then they're going to be the fastest to deliver. So the ones that we're just now releasing in terms of Graves will probably come latest. Not necessarily, but probably. So that's that. So that's an overview of the minigame. Now, I want to explain a little bit about why we chose a text-based environment for this game, and rather than doing graphics and all that kind of stuff. One, it's expensive to build games like that. Two, it takes a lot longer. And for a minigame, we really wanted to test this product in the market first. And then three, it also allows you to imagine things as you want them when it comes to the story and imagining what's going on in the zombie universe. There's going to be a lot that we can do with it. Like later on, let's say that this product is really successful. Well, later on, what we'll be able to do is reimagine the game in a different format. Patient Zero is also deeply tied to the Book of Zom, which we haven't even released to you guys, and you guys have no idea what it is, but you will soon enough. Those concepts are utterly related and connected to one another, inextricably linked, you could say. There's going to be some really fun stuff, and I'm not going to tell you anything about Book of Zom, but it's going to be cool, I think, and how they're all going to be woven together. The other thing that we're going to be able to do with some of the kind of doing it as a text-based game. Oh, I lost my train of thought there. It was related to Book of Zom. Darn it. Well, if I think of it, I'll say it. There's just a lot that we can do with a text-based environment by like reimagining the game over time. Eventually, we'll have other quests and other kind of storylines that are integrated into it that are going to be considered a part of the canon of the universe, and it's related to the Book of Zom stuff, but I don't want to go any further on that. Lastly, this is fun for you guys to play, but it's just as interesting as a business decision for us as well, because we are offering for other projects the option to be included as a quest in our game. So certain NFT collections and certain projects may want to be included in our game, and we can add some utility to their NFT project, which is something a lot of NFT collections deeply need right now. And by doing so, people who hold those NFTs will be able to expand the content. So in theory, this drives both the utility of a partnered NFT collection. So let's say the French fellas, we all know, it's no secret that we've been talking about integrating the French fellas NFTs into the game. What that will look like is, we haven't worked out the details, but some type of quest available for French fella holders. And it will include some type of exclusive reward. So it adds utility to their NFT as it can be used to play in our game, but it also might drive up the value of the NFTs themselves, because people will be somehow getting rewards, and so they're going to want to, buy, sell, and trade those NFTs. Most of the NFT projects that we integrate into the game, we will also whitelist on our upcoming marketplace, which I'm very excited for. That's going to make us really competitive in the space. On Binance Smart Chain, I think we will perhaps, unless there's a project I'm unaware of, we will have the lowest fees on the Binance Smart Chain in terms of service fees. It's hard to beat OpenSea, that's completely free, but the cost to mint on Ethereum is really astronomically high. I think that this is perhaps going to be one of the lowest fees on the entire chain. So there's a lot that we're doing when it comes to partner NFTs and when it comes to integrating other projects This is also, you guys probably don't care about this as much, but this is also going to provide a revenue stream for our team to be able to keep building. We all do this for free anyways. Like if you looked at the amount of tokens that we earn from building for zombie, it's not much. Like you probably bought more zombie today than we earn in a month. So, and it also, it just kind of feeds our marketing budget and all the things. So needless to say, Patient Zero's got a lot baked into it that is going to be really, really fun and really exciting for the future of everything that we're building. And it's just a mini game. So yeah, it's just a mini game. Okay, I want to open it up to some questions that you guys might have. I know much of that information we've covered before, but I want to just open up for whatever questions you guys may have regarding anything, the story, the gameplay itself, all of it.
Yeah, will we be able to use a torch on that mailbox?
Will we be able to use the torch on the mailbox? The mailbox is a Zork reference. I'm not sure if the torch is, but you will be able to use the torch at some point. And
that mailbox killed more people than anything else in Zork.
Twilight Sparkle asked, are there any Easter eggs in the game? 100% there are Easter eggs in the game. I mean, the game is pretty much like an Easter egg hunt. There's just a lot of tongue-in-cheek, kind of really funny things that happen in our community that, of course, we had to integrate into the game. So there's a whole ton of things there. There's also, I don't think you guys are ready for this story. It's quite complex and detailed and rich, but we're kind of unfolding it slowly. Fred FOMO has a question related to the rug roll, so shoot whenever you can, buddy. I'd be glad to answer that. I see that hand.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing? So I've been over in that part of the the app side, and I went through the rug roll process, and I'm using Emperor over there. What happens? Because all that show is I did four transactions, but nothing popped up or anything. Just curious how it works. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it makes sense. You may need to check the transaction and see which token was added to your wallet, because what happens is it kind of randomly chooses from what's been deposited in the contract another token. The rug roll feature is random. It's not like a put one in and get the one you want out. So if you put in a Zemper token, I'm not sure what it would spit out back to you, but you would just have to check the transaction ID to see what was added to your wallet.
Oh, so you're saying that, for example, one of the other rug pull tokens would now be in my wallet, and then from there I would use that to go make another.
That's right.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah. So if you check the transaction ID, you'll be able to find the which token it was. We probably should put a little toast tag on there that says this has been added to your wallet. We just hadn't got to it yet.
No, I got it now. All right, so I just have to go through my wallet and find those tokens.
This is making me require, like, I have to choose you guys to let you speak. I don't know why it's making me do that, but Fenrir has a question as well.
Yeah, hey, just some question. How will this game be accessed? Is something we need to download or access via the website? Oh.
Good question. This game is web-based, so it will be available in the catacombs and to begin with. So if you're not in the catacombs, probably good to get in there. That is a kind of, the catacombs I imagine is like a first-to-market kind of place, because you burn like 100 zombie I think that's the cost right now. In exchange for doing so, you kind of get first and exclusive access to some features. Many of those features will eventually be pushed out, like broader, but for now, it's available in the catacombs is the idea. So that's where you'd find it. Twilight, it's hard for me to say your full name, buddy. Twilight Sparkle has a question. He says, will you have any stats from the game and players on the main site, like what max level was reached, how many items collected, that kind of thing? We do have intentions to do things like that, such as adding your wallet statistics to your profile page. That's one that we would like to do. I have a rather ambitious idea that we don't know if we'll be able to accomplish, where you'll be able to save your game state as an NFT and then sell that game file to another player. So, like, let's say you played a perfect game, and or two perfect games, you're just really good, and you want to sell the state of that game to another player, that they'd be able to buy it from you and load it into their wallet, almost like selling a game cartridge or like a save cartridge or something. That would be cool of us to do, but I don't know that we're going to be there anytime soon. Jacob asked, can we earn a character NFT that we can equip as a profile picture? I've thought about profile pictures before. The thing to me is, like, I'm trying to figure out why it's worth our attention to let people set their profile picture as, like, I feel like we should just be able to let you set your profile picture as whatever, but using the NFTs in your wallet, I'm having a hard time seeing why that would be necessary, or like why it's worth our developer time. But I see the novelty of it, and I definitely have thought about it before. We just haven't really talked about it as a team.
Yeah, one question more regarding replayability. Is it like, can you save the game before like a choice and then reload, or is it, I don't know, like Dark Souls? It's always automatically saving, so restart basically.
Dark Souls, by the way, one of my an all-time favorite game, and probably one of the inspirations for me personally. Yes, Wingnut said it, the Dark Souls way. So because your wallet is the one doing the actions, you're basically, how you play is what you get. So we're thinking through some interesting ways to add in some like replayability for players with the same wallet, like multiple game files, that kind of thing. But it's not going to allow you to change things because it's being saved. Dying, Crypto Wingnut says down here, dying just won't be as bad as an event to happen. So it's going to be fun. Any other burning questions regarding anything related to the game? Let's just handle a few more, and then I'll shut it down. Okay, usually in the absence of questions, I just spill more secrets. So let's see. Some things I haven't told you guys. We have a Canon storyline for Patient Zero. If I could set it up, what it is, you wake up in a dungeon. You've been apparently been having experiments done on you by the humans underground, and this is kind of a story of uncovering what exactly is happening. So it's almost like the adventure itself is trying to uncover what is happening in the story. At the same time, you're trying to enact revenge on the humans who've been doing these things to you. And there's quite an extensive lore that's going to provide some interesting side quests, such as, I don't want to get into that. The Book of Zom is related. There's a lot of things related to the lore that's going to be fun. Eventually, the thing I'm most excited to see for you guys is, as our gamers and our users of the whole Rug Zombie ecosystem, you guys are actually going to have the ability to bake into the canon of our story actual quests and information and storyline elements. Like, you're going to have a chance to shape the story in an immutable way that's unchangeable. That once the community decides this is what happened, that's what happened. Now, there's a risk there, right? There's a risk that we get our Bodie McBoatface situation. But that's part of the community, the decentralized nature of those things is allowing for that possibility. And there are some ways as well to mitigate that. Wingnut says it's not a risk, it's a certainty. And there will certainly be those types of things, but I think we've found some ways that we might be able to mitigate somebody completely just derailing the project into, well, I don't even want to say derailing, because if that's what the community decides, that's what the community decides. So in that sense, it's your project, but I suspect that there will be a lot more care and attention from the community put into what we're doing than just trying to troll and be funny. But I guess we should never underestimate the trolls, right? They have some kind of power. Any other last minute questions?
Looks like you're going to have to speak for secrets.
Yeah, I don't know that I have any more related to Patient Zero. It is so. The fun part about building this over time is that when we go to public beta, we'll be getting a lot of feedback based on that and kind of tweaking things as they are, and we'll be able to issue patches to the game that. Because this is not like no tokens or anything are at risk, we're very able to patch things up as we need to make the game a better experience. So I look forward to that. We're also planning to try and deliver 1 to 2 side quests a month, plus a substantial chunk of the main storyline quest. So I think there will be playable content well into this next calendar year. We just need to get, to get things going into public beta. Brad, you have some questions related to Rugroll. Let's take those off of this AMA so that when I post it on YouTube, it's not like it's focused on the game. And you can feel free to ask them here too. Okay, that's all I got. Let me just kind of remind you guys, next Wednesday, the 29th of December, we're going to be doing a live roadmap reveal, and I'm planning to share my screen and stuff, and you're going to see all the fun. I don't know, I might even do slides, but that sounds like a lot of work during the Christmas holiday week. But yeah, we're going to reveal some stuff, kind of celebrate what we did over this last 6 months, and then reveal some fun things for the future. You guys are not going to want to miss that. It's going to be awesome. Some of the things we have on the roadmap are going to be really, really cool. Okay, I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds. Any final questions I can answer? All right. We'll be on the lookout for that public beta release. Remember, it is a beta, which means it is not our general release of the game. That means that one of the reasons we haven't marketed this game super heavily is that because it's a beta, we don't want to just say, hey, look, we've got this amazing game. It is amazing, but we don't want to start marketing things when they're in beta because people get the wrong intention or impression. Wingnut's translating that for me. It means to expect bugs and expect balance issues. That is so true. You guys, your feedback on the game is partly what's going to help us balance the game and work out some of the bugs. Again, I want to state that because there will be no funds or anything at risk, we found that this is going to be a really easy one to do, like a public beta and kind of tweaking things as we go experience, because you're not going to be required to put any funds into it or anything like that. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. There is an interaction with your wallet that not only will you be able to use your NFTs, but you'll be able to spend Zombie in the game for certain things. And I won't reveal what that is for, but you'll be able to do that if you so choose. So there's a in-game mechanism to burn Zombie. Okay, I've said too much. You guys have a great holiday. I hope you, for those of you celebrating Christmas and Hanukkah and all the other winter holidays, I hope you get some good gifts under the tree. I'll talk to you guys later.